When it comes to WWDC these days, I am always looking forward to seeing what is coming to visionOS specifically, because this is probably my favorite platform. It's my most used platform. I would say that's iOS, but it's my favorite platform. It's the one I have the most fun with. And this year, I think Apple has given us a lot to look forward to. Let's just jump right in. Here you can see I've got a floating 3D orb sitting right on my desk, and I haven't said a single word to it yet. Then if I just look at it, it's waiting for my command. That's look and speak. It's part of the brand new Siri overhaul in visionOS 27. Apple dropped a ton of updates at WWDC 2026, and the changes here on Vision Pro are bigger than probably most people realize. We've got a bunch of features to cover today. And just remember, this is developer beta software. Nothing's final until the fall. Siri on Vision Pro used to feel like an afterthought. You call out to Siri in an empty space and hope it understood what you meant. visionOS 27 changes that because Apple remade Siri from the ground up with AI at its core. Now get a 3D visualization of Siri that you can drag around the room. Drop it next to your desk, float it above your couch, whatever works. It stays anchored in your space, ready whenever you need it. And you don't even have to say, "Hey Siri" anymore. Just look at the orb and start speaking. Apple calls this look and speak, and it removes the biggest friction hands-free assistants have always had. The real upgrade is what Siri can actually do now. Here's where it gets interesting. Siri now understands what you're actually looking at, whether it's a physical object in your room or content on a screen. It's about a backpack sitting on your table while you're shopping online, and Siri knows you mean the real one next to you. And then follow up by asking if the boots that you're looking at online will fit inside, and it will actually get the context and try to get the information. There's also a dedicated Siri app now. So you can scroll through past conversations and pick them back up. Everything syncs privately through iCloud. The voice itself is more expressive with controls for pace and tone, so you can tune it to whatever feels right. Siri isn't the only thing that got smarter. Apple Intelligence is woven through the whole OS now. A few app upgrades really stand out for Vision Pro. For example, Safari can automatically organize your bookmarks and reading lists by topic, which actually matters when you're juggling multiple windows on this headset. The Password app now lets you upgrade your weak or compromised passwords with a single tap instead of you having to go to every website and do it manually. A huge time saver. Image Playground can generate photorealistic images using private cloud compute, and you can modify existing photos with natural language prompts. If you want to change the background or swap the subject's clothing, just describe it. Now, efficiency is great and I do appreciate it, but the reason we wear this headset is for the immersion. And visionOS 27 finally lets you bring your own memories into that space. These next features only make sense in the context of spatial computing. Your panorama photos can now become immersive spatial scenes with real depth and dimension. You lean in and the foreground details pop. You look around and the background expands. It really feels like you're standing back inside that panoramic moment. Even better, you can set any panorama you've taken as your own personal environment. Apple finally gave us the custom environments people have been asking for since day one, or not quite because it won't fill 360 degrees around you, but it is something. It does let you have that environment perspective with a lot more content than just the 12 or so environments that Apple has shipped for the Vision Pro. The new My Environments folder holds up to 34 of your own panoramas. Your favorite mountaintop or city skyline can surround you while you work or browse the internet. Best results are going to come from high resolution shots with a strong foreground and a lot of background depth. Even regular panoramas, a noticeable boost. We also need to talk about the new visual benchmark for this headset, which is going to be Thorsmork, the new first-party environment based on the Icelandic Valley. And honestly, the level of fidelity here makes some of the launch environments feel a bit dated. When you dial yourself into the scene, you're standing right above a glacial river. And unlike some of the older environments where the water can feel like a static texture, this looks and sounds alive. It looks like the water's moving. It is moving in the environment. You can see the light reflecting off the ripples in the water, and the mossy textures on the surrounding cliffs have a level of sharpness that really shows off what these dual 4K displays are capable of. But the real wow moment for me inside this environment is how it reacts to video content. If you pull up a movie and make it full screen during the daytime, you can actually see the light from the video reflecting off the moving water in the river below you. I was gonna say it's a subtle detail, but it's not even that subtle. It is very much showing off this cool effect. The colors of your movie shimmering in the current makes the immersion feel 10 times more convincing. Then when you're ready to wind down, flip it over to night mode. The entire valley goes dark and the northern lights start dancing across the sky with green and purple hues that cast a subtle shimmering glow over the entire landscape. If you use your Vision Pro to get deep work done, or you just like watching a movie in a massive space, this is probably gonna be your new favorite spot as it pertains to environments. I think it's the most immersive environment Apple has built to date. All right, so Thorsmork is great for consuming content, but Apple is also making it easier to create it, especially if you're coming from a Mac. visionOS 27 has a new spatial preview API that pulls 3D models straight from Mac Virtual Display into your real room. Open a USD or USDZ file in Preview, SketchUp, or Cinema 4D on your Mac, and hit the spatial preview button. The model appears in front of you at true scale. You can walk around it, examine every angle, and catch details that are easier to see in 3 dimensions than on a flat monitor. And what's even cooler is the editing is bidirectional and real time, so changes you make on your Mac show up instantly in your space and vice versa. SharePlay is built in too, so you can hop on FaceTime with colleagues or clients and swap feedback with annotations while everyone sees the same model. Now let's talk about some of these quality of life fixes, because some of these solve daily friction that users have complained about since the launch of the Vision Pro. Wi-Fi now connects up to 3 times faster after you power on the headset. Apple tested this on the M2 Vision Pro specifically, so even the original owners are getting this benefit. And if you ever sat waiting to connect to Wi-Fi after putting on your Vision Pro, wondering why things aren't loading, this is solving a huge annoyance. Control Center got completely reimagined. Notifications, playback controls, and environments now live in one unified view you access from the status bar. It looks cleaner and actually makes sense on this device. Notifications themselves are smarter now too. When one pops up, you can simply glance at it to expand and see more info. Tap and hold to reply to a message right there without even opening the Messages app. Safari and Freeform get curved windows now, which wrap content around you when you have multiple tabs or a large board open. And Apple TV Multiview uses those curved windows to let you follow several sports games at once. This probably sounds minor. There's another upgrade that solves a huge pain point for anyone who makes content around Vision Pro. Previously, screen recordings were foveated. That means it is gonna look sharp wherever your eyes are looking, but the rest of the scene is going to be blurry. And that's how these headsets work. Whatever you're looking at gets sharp focus, and the stuff around it doesn't need to be sharp because you're not looking at it. Well, this carried over into screen recordings and they just didn't look great. But now visionOS 27 finally adds unfoveated high quality recording with full edge-to-edge sharpness for up to 3 minutes at a time. You just toggle it in settings under captures and recordings, then hit record from Control Center. After 3 minutes, it will auto stop and save straight to your Photos app. Now, while those are the headline features, Apple also tucked away a few accessibility and web upgrades into this beta that do change the daily experience. Safari now supports fully immersive web environments, so developers can render 360-degree backgrounds that surround your physical space while you browse. Freeform lets you pull items off your board and arrange them in physical space. And the app also has collaborative folders for sharing multiple boards at once. Apple also added wheelchair control using the Vision Pro's eye tracking with compatible drive systems. You know, for a long time, the knock on Vision Pro was that you're just wearing an iPad on your face. A heavy, expensive face iPad. But visionOS 27 feels like another moment where the headset finally wakes up to the room you're actually standing in. When your Mac content literally jumps off your screen and into your physical space at true scale, or when Siri understands the context of a physical object sitting on your desk, that's when the wheels start turning. You get to see where spatial computing actually starts to make sense. It's a fundamental shift in how we interact with tech and the real world. We spent decades clicking on mice and tapping on glass, but features like Look and Speak prove that the future is really just about looking. You're not launching an assistant. You're just talking to the objects in your room. And again, I know that is a bit sci-fi, but that's the unlock of technology like this. And quite honestly, this is how this thing should have been working from day one. But I'm curious, does this shift in Siri and spatial awareness change the narrative for you, either as a Vision Pro user or someone on the fence about buying? Or are you still waiting for that one killer use case or killer app? Let me know in the comments below and I will meet you there for further discussion. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.